Have you ever encountered someone who appears quiet or even a little shy? You might assume that they are easy to manipulate or control, but then something unexpected happens and they don't react as you expected them to. In fact, they might not react at all. This can be intimidating, and it's common for Sigma males to fly under the radar and avoid drawing too much attention to themselves. Just because they're not loud and flashy doesn't mean that they're weak or easily controlled. People often underestimate them, believing they're easy targets, but they're actually very strategic in their actions and don't take manipulation or control lightly. Here are 8 unusual reactions when people try to control them. Sigma men are the best at tactical compliance and purposeful deception when you try to guide or manage them. The Sigma male may play along, but not in the manner you would anticipate. Instead, he may give you the impression that you are in charge, discreetly guiding events to serve his interests. He listens, nods, and sometimes even agrees without you noticing. But this is a cunning move because rather than publicly retaliating, he will make it seem like he's losing your game while subtly determining his own path. He's not spiteful or malevolent. He simply doesn't want to be controlled, and this is his method of preserving his independence. It's similar to a chess master who is always 3 moves ahead of the game. If you try to manipulate or fool him, he will give you the appearance of compliance while subtly undermining your efforts behind the scenes. It can be very confusing because everything appears to be going well on the surface, and by the time you realize what's happening, he's already accomplished his goal and there isn't much you can do about it. You'll think you're winning because he's following your lead, but in reality, he's just taking a path you didn't even consider to guard. This response may leave you perplexed, wondering where your influence went and who was in charge all along. Although this may seem manipulative in and of itself, for Sigma males, it's just a means of survival. They're not attempting to harm or injure anyone. They're just shielding themselves from those who might attempt to control or manipulate them. Sigma males are masters of subtle manipulation, and they will use it to their advantage when pushed too far. They take charge of their own destiny because they've learned to be independent and not rely on the plans of others. They don't want to be pawns in someone else's game. Being clever and strategic is more important than being cunning or dishonest. Number 2, ghosting. While most people will respond to control or manipulation by confronting you, Sigma males may not even care. They will just leave your life without warning. This occurs when you try to take advantage of them or pull strings behind their backs. Once you've gone too far, they won't see the point in attempting to reason with you or defend themselves. If they sense even the smallest hint of control or manipulation, they will leave. They don't give a damn about your response or your thoughts without a trace. It might be stressful for people attempting to manage them, since they will just leave the scenario and move on if anything seems strange. This leaves them feeling defeated and without closure. Sigma males don't want to waste their time and effort on someone who doesn't respect them or their boundaries. It's not that they're scared of conflict or incapable of handling it. They just decide to leave rather than engage in a pointless argument. They carefully choose their battles, knowing when to engage and when to back off. For anybody attempting to maintain a leash on them, it serves as a wake-up call that they are not in control. Number 3. No drama, no dispute, just a quiet retreat that leaves the controller perplexed and helpless. When attempting to regulate a Sigma, you may discover something strange. This man gives off the impression that he's not all in. He won't make a big deal or raise his voice. Instead, he will simply send clear signals without saying a word. Perhaps it's the way he crosses his arms or the way he looks at you with sharp eyes and assessment. These small clues are his way of putting up a fence that he's not someone to be messed with. His posture may change, standing a little taller, or he may give you a stern look that says more than words ever could. He's not about drama or creating a scene, so he keeps it quiet, but don't be fooled. His silent demeanor conveys a lot. It's as if he has a shield up and nothing you say will get past it. This isn't just him being obstinate, it's his method of being loyal to himself. You can see it all in his silent, firm stance. Sometimes it's the things he doesn't say or do that reveal exactly where you stand, leaving your own words hanging in the air as you realize they're not landing as you thought they would. His nonverbal resistance is a powerful message that he's not on board, and he doesn't even need to say it. Try as you might to get him to budge when he sets like this. 4th, boundary-setting people frequently think that if they put up with anything, people will respect them more. They want to be liked by everyone, so they let people walk all over them. Sigma males, on the other hand, take a different tack when they feel pushed around or controlled. They draw a firm line to defend their space and values. They don't act aggressively, but they make sure to communicate their boundaries and what they will and won't put up with in a cool, collected manner. They make sure that people know that things are non-negotiable. It is carried out gently but firmly, preventing any miscommunication or going over the boundaries they have established. By outlining their expectations up front, this strategy not only preserves their personal integrity but also avoids needless disputes. And these people don't stress about it. It is a simple declaration of autonomy and self-respect. If their limits are crossed or questioned, they do not hesitate to reaffirm them, demonstrating that their personal space is of utmost importance. They refuse to compromise on it and consider it to be non-negotiable. Using sarcasm when it seems like someone are attempting to tug their strings is number 5. Sarcasm is a hidden weapon used by Sigma guys. Instead of becoming irate or aggressive, they tend to respond with clever retorts. A clever sarcastic comment can say a lot without making a big deal. They'll add a joke or a humorous one-liner into the conversation that also serves as a lighthearted warning to back off. This is their way of preventing things from getting too serious while also standing their ground. And it's usually quite effective because it can leave the other person a little confused, but still sends the message loud and clear that they're not the type to be messed with. Sigma males choose to defend their autonomy with a smile and a laugh, indicating they're not upset but definitely not agreeing either. This approach adds some fun to the mix while adhering to their core principle of staying true to themselves. Number 6. Stoic indifference. Some guys just don't get upset easily. They exude a cool, collected vibe that resists being pushed or controlled by others. You won't find Sigma men getting worked up or reacting much at all. They seem to be in their own world where no one else's demands can touch them. Rather than engaging in arguments or attempting to prove a point, they just let things slide off them. On the inside, they may be full of emotion, but on the outside, they're as cool as ice. It's a quiet way to stand their ground and demonstrate that their inner peace and direction matter more than external pressures. This can really throw people off, especially those who are used to getting their way. They don't do it to be mean or to show off. Rather, it's more about keeping their peace and remaining true to who they are. When nonsense comes their way, they don't let it stick. Instead, they just go about their day without giving power to the noise around them. Rebellion is the 7th creative. When someone tries to control or manipulate a Sigma male into doing something they don't agree with, they frequently respond with creative rebellion. This can take many different forms, such as coming up with alternative ways to accomplish the desired result or using their creativity to outsmart the controller. Sigma males naturally dislike being told what to do, especially when it is pointless or useless. Their independence causes them to question authority and social norms, which leads them to find their own unique path. They won't mindlessly follow the herd. Instead, they will often surprise others with their unusual approaches, even though this may appear to be defiance. It's really just a means for Sigma guys to escape being governed by laws that completely defy their logic. They aren't attempting to be rebellious or challenging for the purpose of being difficult. They just don't want to passively obey any set of rules without comprehending its rationale. Counter-manipulation number 8. They use the controller's own actions against them in this mental game of judo, always taking note of other people's strategies and plans and putting this knowledge aside for when they need it. They don't brag or threaten. Sigma males simply wait patiently and silently, but when the time is right, they take advantage of the situation, frequently in subtle and surprising ways. They may even begin to agree with everything the manipulator says, which feeds their ego, while gradually guiding choices and actions toward their own objectives. They just reroute the force being applied to them and utilize it to shift things in a direction they choose, staying in control without having to face or cause conflict in the eyes of the untrained eye. It's not about hurting people, it's about preserving autonomy. Nothing has changed, but those attempting to control others realize too late that their attempts to do so have backfired, leaving them confused and frequently powerless. This is a brilliant indication that attempting to control someone who is constantly planning ahead is futile.